World War II was a big and scary war. It was one of the most devastating conflicts in human history, involving many of the world's nations. The war saw unprecedented levels of destruction and loss of life. It lasted from 1939 to 1945. Over these 6 years, the world witnessed battles on land, sea, and air, with each year bringing new challenges and turning points. Many countries fought each other. The major powers were divided into two opposing military alliances, the Allies and the Axis. Each side had its own goals and strategies. It was a fight between good and evil. Propaganda played a significant role in shaping public opinion and morale. Both sides used it to rally their populations and demonize the enemy. The world was a different place then. Cities and towns were transformed by the war effort, with many areas becoming unrecognizable due to bombings and military occupation. Communication was not as easy. Travel was difficult. People relied on letters and radio broadcasts to stay informed and connected with loved ones far away. Yet countries were pulled into a terrible conflict. Families were separated. Many people had to leave their homes, becoming refugees or soldiers, facing an uncertain future. Many people had to fight in the war. Young men and women enlisted, trained, and were sent to various fronts, often not knowing if they would return. Others stayed home and helped in other ways. Women took on roles in factories, producing essential war materials, while communities grew victory gardens to support the war effort. It was a scary time for everyone. Civilians had to endure air raids, bombings, and the constant threat of invasion, with children even being trained to use gas masks. But brave soldiers fought for what was right. Their courage and sacrifice helped to bring an end to the war, leading to a hard-won peace and the rebuilding of nations. There were two main sides in World War II. This global conflict, which lasted from 1939 to 1945, saw nations from all over the world taking part in a struggle that would shape the future of humanity. The Allies, who fought for freedom, democracy, and the rights of individuals, were determined to stop the spread of tyranny and oppression. And the Axis, who wanted to control many countries. The Axis powers, led by Germany, Italy, and Japan, sought to expand their territories and impose their ideologies on others. Important leaders like Winston Churchill and Franklin D. Roosevelt led the Allies. Their leadership and vision were crucial in rallying their nations and coordinating the war effort. They wanted to stop the Axis from hurting people. The Allies worked tirelessly to develop strategies and plans to counter the Axis advances and protect innocent lives. One important event was D-Day. This massive military operation, which took place on June 6, 1944, was a turning point in the war. The Allies landed on the beaches of France to fight the Germans. The bravery and sacrifice of the soldiers on that day were instrumental in breaking through the German defenses. It was a big step towards winning the war. The success of D-Day paved the way for the liberation of occupied Europe and ultimately led to the defeat of the Axis powers. Another sad part of the war was the Holocaust. This horrific event saw the systematic persecution and extermination of 6 million Jews by the Nazis. The Nazis, who were part of the Axis, were very cruel to Jewish people. They hurt many families. The Holocaust remains one of the darkest chapters in human history, a stark reminder of the consequences of hatred and intolerance. Many brave soldiers fought for what they believed in. They came from different backgrounds and countries, united by a common cause. These soldiers faced unimaginable hardships and dangers on the battlefield, showing incredible courage and resilience. They risked their lives to protect others. Whether it was helping civilians caught in the crossfire or carrying their wounded comrades to safety, their acts of bravery were countless. These selfless actions made a significant difference in the lives of many. We remember them as heroes. Memorials and statues stand in their honor, reminding us of their sacrifices. Veterans who once wore the uniform with pride continue to inspire us with their stories of valor and dedication. But many innocent people also suffered during the war. Families were separated, often with no hope of reunion. The war caused immense pain and loss, affecting countless lives across the globe. Some people had to hide to stay safe. They lived in constant fear, always on the lookout for danger. These hidden lives were filled with uncertainty and anxiety as they tried to avoid detection. Anne Frank was a young Jewish girl who hid from the Nazis. Her story is one of the most well-known accounts of life in hiding during the war. She and her family lived in a secret annex, hoping to escape the horrors of the Holocaust. She wrote in her diary about her experiences. Her words have touched millions, providing a poignant and personal perspective on the war. Anne's diary remains a powerful testament to the human spirit in the face of adversity. Her story reminds us of the horrors of war, the destruction, the atrocities, and the immense suffering endured by so many. It is a stark reminder of the consequences of hatred and intolerance. The war finally ended in 1945. The world rejoiced as peace was restored. Celebrations erupted across nations, marking the end of a dark and tumultuous period in history. The Allies won, and the world was safe again. Victory parades and celebrations honored the triumph over tyranny. The collective relief and joy were palpable as people looked forward to a brighter future. Families reunited and started to rebuild their lives. The post-war period was a time of healing and reconstruction. Communities came together to rebuild homes, and children played in the streets once more, symbolizing hope and renewal. World War II was a difficult time for everyone, but it taught us important lessons about peace and unity. We learned that fighting is never the answer. We need to work together to create a kind and peaceful world. We should always remember the bravery of those who fought for our freedom. Let's learn from the past and create a better future for everyone. We should always choose kindness and understanding. Together, we can make a difference.